What's going on, everybody, and welcome to another episode of On the Red Couch with Max Power. I'm Max Power, and as you can see,
red.
I'm on a red couch, and it is still red. As always, I am joined by Paisley. Thank you for the lick. And my good buddy Chris, a.k.a.
Está rojo.
Or is... Never mind. Antonio Picante, a.k.a. Bumblebee Man.
Ay, mi estómago.
Yeah, and so this is another episode of My Virgin Eyes.
Is this like the only podcast we're doing now?
Just movies?
Because like the first one was the album review of S&M 2, and then we just ran on The Simpsons, and then we just ran with the movies.
Well, we gotta do the music one soon. Anyway, regardless, this is for talk off air, motherfucker. This episode is Friday the 13th, Part 2, or as you say in English, 2.
Yeah.
Chris has never seen this movie.
When was the last time you saw it?
Well, this movie came out in 1981. I was born in 1988, so about 30 minutes ago. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. I've seen it. I just don't remember a lot of it. Yeah, so probably like mid-90s. I think my sisters probably watched it, and I was in the room kind of thing. So probably like the 90s, like mid-90s. Yeah. So credits end. What's the first thing that pops in your head? Watch with beer.
First thing that pops in my head, I thought I saw this movie already.
Ooh, yep. Yep.
So, no, and the second thought that pops into my mind, spoiler alert. So, we're 2 movies in.
Spoilers alert. Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Spoiler alert. There will be spoilers.
It's like 30 years old, 40 years old. Spoiler alert. 2 movies in, mofo still doesn't have his hockey mask.
Ah.
So, I like how the first 5 minutes of this movie was basically the last 5 minutes of the other movie, like previously on X-Men.
Yeah,
and they show you, so you get caught up. The chick's having a nightmare because she's reliving everything. Once the movie actually starts, like credits start and the movie actually starts, it doesn't feel like a sequel for whatever odd reason. And then all the people show up to another camp that's like on the other side of the lake. Oh, but you're not supposed to go to camp. Yeah.
It's
Camp Krusty.
It's literally down the street.
You're not supposed to go to Camp Krusty, but they wind up going anyway. Some of them do, and they get caught by the cops. But it was almost paint by numbers. The exact movie as the first one.
Yeah.
Except there was more people to die.
Yeah, there's more death and less boobies. The booby to death ratio.
But to its credit, there also wasn't a lot of not a lot of filler dialogue. The first movie felt like there was a lot to set the mood of the movie. The second movie, the mood's already established. You know what you're getting yourself into. People are going to get cut. People are going to die. They replaced a little bit of boobies for a little bit of ass.
Yeah.
But for the most part, it's the same fucking movie, except now you actually have the villain be actually Jason instead of the mom.
Yeah. Do you want to hear a little interesting fact about this movie?
Go.
It was actually originally just going to be focused more on the Friday the 13th, like the superstition version. So it was going to be short stories and stuff like that. But because of the ending of the first one and how you think it's like a dude killing everybody, but it turns out to be his mom, an old woman. They were like, it was so popular and so talked about that they were like, well, let's just run with this. And so they try to, instead of doing the sequel instead of it being not a sequel and just being another movie about Friday the 13th, and, something else happens in it, it turns into this Jason story. Because if you think about it, what we know from Jason, just the character alone, is he drowned when he was a kid.
Which explains the deformity, right?
Yeah, but he drowned as a kid.
Yeah.
How was he 35 living in a shack with his so they still don't really have the pieces all together, I don't think.
You've seen most of these movies. Does this culminate into you finally getting the whole piece of the puzzle, or is it never resolved?
I honestly only remember him wearing a mask. So I'm guessing at some point I'm guessing the third one is when he'll get the hockey mask, but I just can't remember how. I thought it was in this movie that he got the hockey mask. Oh God, Paisley! Paisley, you're gonna get in trouble. You gonna spill all this beer? No, don't come over here. Don't.
That's a paddling. Spilling the podcast beer.
Why?
You better believe that's a paddling.
Lie down. Okay.
We'll talk about the beer at the end of the show,
Yes.
like we normally do.
If she hasn't knocked it over by
Yeah.
then. So yeah.
To her defense, you should drink some more of that right now.
Well, hold on a second. All right, yours is empty too. All right, that's fair. That's fair. Call me out. That's fair. That's fair.
That way there isn't a lot to tip over.
All right. So the music for this. Okay, so the rest of the movie is it's another round of kids or teenagers being camp counselors setting up the camp, but in this movie nobody sets up the camp. It's all over one night.
Yeah.
At least one, or maybe 1 or 2 days. And so they all get there, and then half of them go to the bar, and Ratatouille, the guy from Ratatouille's in this movie. If you guys have never seen this movie, look up. I don't even know. I've never even seen Ratatouille, so I don't even know what the guy's name is. Ratatouille, Tootie Pootie. That kid looks just like the kid in Ratatouille. So anyway, he drank like a case of Rolling Rock. He kept all the bottles, and the bartender was like,
bartender served him that.
Yeah, and the bartender was like, "Do you want me to clear this away?" And he was like, "No, like I'm doing something with them." And then she's like, "All right, well, I just don't want the bar to fall on top of you because there's that many bottles." I was like, I like little towns, man. They don't give a fuck. They'll serve you.
We never saw Ratatouille. He didn't die. He didn't go help the camp.
Yeah, he just stayed. He just stayed at the bar. He went to an after.
He went to after-hour spot.
Yeah, with the rest of the crew, the smart ones.
So is that part 3 to your recollection? Do we keep going?
I don't remember.
You don't remember?
No. Well, it's new to me. Going forward, everything is new to me now.
Oh, shit.
Because I don't remember anything, and clearly I've never seen these movies really. So, yeah, that'd be kind of cool if they brought the rest of the camp back. But then it'd be like, I'm not going to that camp.
Everybody dead. Yeah.
At least we now know that if we were in that scene, we would be safe because we would be at the bar. I would be Ratatouille kid. I would be 12 beers deep and been like, we should go back to the camp. And they'd be like, nah. Let's go to the after party. It's lame over there. And all the couples.
It's dry.
Yeah. So
all the couples went to bone and they all wound up getting boned.
Somewhere. Yeah. So
favorite death.
Ooh, I don't know. I like the spear.
Going through both of them
through
the bed.
So one of the couples ends up having sex. Surprise, surprise. And then Jason has a spear and he just right through both of them. But then he hung the other one. He hung the guy. Like he wrapped something around it and then he laid in the bed, which is the best thing about that entire movie is he's laying in bed. He has
waiting to be found.
Now the killer, Jason, has, because he's so disformed, he has a pillowcase over his head with one eye hole, not two, but one. And so he just lays in the bed and you see the pillows and they blend in. And the girl's just like, like,
oh,
Ashley. And then he just sits up. But then she steps back and he catches her with his blade or the spear or something. And it cuts her leg. And so she just stumbles into the back. And she just stands there frightened. She doesn't yell. She just kind of, and then he gets up and he has the knife. And he has the knife upside down, which I thought was really weird. Yeah. Like it was like the sharp end was up instead of being down. You would think it'd be down. Anyway. And then he just slowly walks up to her. And she's just like, and then he kills her. What about you? Favorite death?
I hate to be that guy, but I'm gonna laugh at this guy.
Oh, damn it! I already know what the best one is.
The hatchet to Charles Xavier, and he just starts rolling backwards down the stairs. That
was a lot of stairs
because it was visual, like you could see the hatchet going to the dude's face. Yeah. So that was some great work done for that for that kill. Which, by the way, we actually rented this. We didn't view it on demand. Yeah. So this wasn't like a polished version. It was rated R the way God intended. So we saw all the kills straight up. And Charles Xavier.
Yeah. All right. That's. Yeah. He just fell all the way down. Just all the way down after getting a blade. Yeah. So then the main two people, the guy and the girl.
Holt. So white of a name. Holt. Holt.
His name wasn't Holt.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't. It was Terry.
Dude?
Yeah. The main dude? Yeah.
Yeah, it was Holt.
No.
It wasn't Terry.
His name was like Terry. Yeah,
nah.
it was lame. It was Paul. It was fucking Paul.
It was Scott.
No, Scott was the other one. Scott survived. No, wait.
Scott at the bar.
Scott was the one that got hung upside down, and then his throat split. That was Scott.
Okay.
He was the one that was wearing those
jeans if you take my clothes again.
Goddamn girl. What are you doing? All right. Anyway.
Save the beer.
Paisley. You're annoying the shit out of me right now. Stop.
Sit.
What were we talking about? Oh yeah. Anyway, so they return from the bar, to find blood everywhere, and then they find some people dead, and then Jason chases them. Jason gets into a fight with Paul or
with the white guy,
Holt or Terry or whatever his name was, and you don't see him die, which you brought up.
Yeah.
You didn't get to see him die. And then he chases the girl for a very long time. She gets in her car, doesn't start, does a classic. Then she escapes. And then she winds up going into this like hut. It's like a barn hut. And she finds Jason's mom's head on
the table. And it had the sweater like dangling over the table.
Yeah. So she decides she's going to put on the sweater.
And cosplay as his mom.
And it actually starts working. He starts listening to her. And then I thought this was kind of cool that they showed his mom kind of like go, like it was going in and out, and she'd be like talking.
So one moment it's the girl talking, and then it fades into her mom, to his mom actually. So it went back and forth between the girl in the cabin and Jason's mom actually talking to Jason to like persuade him to calm down. I thought for the time the scene looked pretty cool.
Yeah,
so I didn't think that I wouldn't have thought that they would have had that foresight in editing.
Yeah, for real. Yeah,
that far back to have that show that vision of 1 minute it's Jason's mom, the next minute it's the girl pretending to be Jason's mom. I thought that was really well done. I was not expecting that.
Yeah, I wasn't either. And then as she's about to kill him, she leans to the side, and when she leans to the side, Jason sees the head of his mom, and it snaps him out. And yeah, and they have a little battle. And then Paul, Terry, Holt shows back up because he didn't die.
You didn't see him.
And then they get into a little scuffle, and then
fisticuffs.
And then she hits him with the machete in like the shoulder.
Yeah,
it's like kind of. It looks like at first it's gonna go through the neck, but it just kind of hits him in the shoulder, and he just falls over. They take off the sheet, but you don't get to see his face. They take off the sheet,
and they run like hell.
Like hell. Well, actually, he carries her because she gets her leg cut.
Yeah.
Then they're inside the barn, and they're kind of relaxing, and then the door opens or closes, and then she gets set up she has like a pitchfork, and the guy walks up and opens the door, and as he opens the door, Jason jumps out from behind her through the glass. He's got a real fucked up face. And then she wakes up, and
then the scene fades into her waking up on a gurney, getting put into an ambulance,
asking where Paul was.
Yeah,
and we don't know where Paul went.
No, that is it,
and that's how it ends. We don't know. So she's having. So it was clearly it was the same concept for the ending of the first movie.
Yeah,
like she woke up or she was gonna die, and then she didn't die. Yeah. Chris, tell me. Okay, so the original girl that was in the first movie. She's in the beginning of this movie.
She's having nightmares. She's tossing and turning.
That's how you get the backstory. And then she dies. Don't how did she die?
Oh, it's good. I'm glad you asked. She was stabbed.
How was she stabbed?
I don't know.
Where was she stabbed, Chris?
I don't know, dude. I was on my phone.
So, Chris, just like last week, missed crucial important information because he was on his phone. That's how serious he's taking this.
I tried,
show.
man. I tried.
She was stabbed by the ice pick.
Oh yeah, because you said who owns an ice pick?
Yeah, who owns an ice pick? If you own an ice pick, leave a comment. Yeah. So stabbed by an ice pick, but it wasn't just like a. He just put it by her temple and just pushed it in. Yeah, see, that's what happens when you're on your phone.
Dang,
You miss out.
But it wasn't your favorite death, so it's not all that.
No, but it was cool seeing her getting killed like that. The soundtrack or the score for it was
the score was really good too.
The score was good for this one as well. It had the same
composer.
I believe so. But it was the same kind of music. It wasn't I don't think it was as clear in this one.
Mm-mm.
The first one they really dragged it out. This one it was a little bit more quieter. But yeah, I mean, it was all right. As a standalone, would you like it?
As a standalone, I think I gave the last one a 7. The first one,
I don't even remember.
I think I'd give this one a 7 too. It's consistent. It's good. It's a lot more concise because the tone's already set. We already know what to expect. You tend to get that from the first movie where it kind of drags a little because you're trying to establish backstory and character and all that stuff. But once you start getting into the sequels, you can just hit the ground running.
Yeah.
Hell, I'd probably give it a 7.5. A little bit more because there's a lot more death. There was a lot less filler. Even though some of the deaths were a little bit no contrived.
Filler, killer.
Yeah.
Nice.
I especially like the scene where I forget which of the girls was running away, and she went into this. Maybe it was the scene where they go. She goes into this abandoned like shack or something. It's all run down, and you see like a window.
Oh yeah, that
and you could see
him running.
Jason running towards her, like in the background. I thought that was really good, well done too.
Yeah, that was the ending.
It's gonna be hard for me to try to take some of these movies seriously because, like, we had the conversation when we did the Simpsons episode, the episode of The Raven.
Yeah,
the poetry is like for its time, it's very well written, but we're desensitized as fuck.
Yeah.
So like there's the scary movies that I have seen, they're gored to the point that this is like nothing, and they even referenced it. They even referenced the Friday the 13th movie in that Simpsons. It's like watching Friday the 13th is pretty tame by today's standards because that's the envelope just keep getting pushed and pushed to the point where the older stuff just like
Yeah,
but I'm trying to accept it at face value for what it is at the time that it was done. And at the time that it was done, there were things in that movie that I wasn't expecting visually and storyline wise. Like I did not expect the chick to cosplay as Jason's mom to try to get out of it.
Yeah,
like, I didn't
that's
think,
a cool
for
twist.
somebody for somebody that was too dumb to keep running away and not trying to call anybody. Obviously, the phones didn't work, but in the moment, you don't know that. You'll forget. So
this is the 80s. Nobody really has phones.
Yeah,
like that,
So for her to go to take it to that level, it intrigued me a lot. So, yeah, this was definitely better than the first one.
Interesting. Budget was just over $1 million. How much do you think it made?
40.
Like 27 or something like that. So.
Oh really?
But in the 81, that's still pretty decent, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's a lot of money back in the day. So. Yeah. I'd give it like a 7 too. It's a 7 as well, not 7.2. 7 as well. I don't know, maybe 7.5. On that note,
it's time.
It is time. So if you guys are new to this, what we have is a picture of movies.
Oh, basically. For real. What is with you tonight?
Picture of movies that one of us haven't seen, franchise movies that one of us haven't seen or both of us haven't seen. Each week we pull one from the picture and then we watch it and review it.
I think I pulled out last time.
You did.
Yeah, your turn.
But we're also, on last week's episode, we decided that we are also going to watch Harry Potter Part 2.
So that's going to be a
Chamber
separate,
of Secrets, which will be at some point next week. Because Chris really wants to see that movie.
I want you've set the bar pretty high that after the second movie, once the kids start growing up a little,
after the third one,
or the third one, that the movies will align with our current tastes in visual.
Yeah.
So I want to start knocking these out so that we can get to the good stuff.
So Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets will be up next.
But that's a bonus episode. We'll record that and air it whenever. We won't be drawing from the picture after that episode for that episode. But this is coming up next.
You've never seen this movie? You've never seen Crank?
I've seen Crank.
I've seen Crank.
Have you seen Crank 2?
Probably. Wait, who's in Crank? What movie is Crank?
Jason Statham.
Yeah, I've seen all these movies. Why is this in here?
How did that end up in there? Trash it.
Yeah. I was like, we've seen all these movies. All right, scratch that one. I was like, am I reading this? I was like, am I dumb? Does this say something else and I don't know how to read?
You're dumb.
I know my dyslexia kicks in, but Jesus. So we were gonna watch Crank, but now we're watching.
Oh no.
Ooh. All right.
Oh man. Is it a horror movie?
No.
Oh, okay.
We are watching Superman.
Oh snap! I've seen bits and pieces of like the first of all the old ones and like fragments.
Okay.
But I've never sat down to watch them from start to finish.
Yeah,
we're watching the original Superman,
so that's,
Christopher Reeve.
Yeah, Christopher Reeve. I'm guessing it's in the 80s.
Yeah.
Man, these movies are good. Yeah, Superman. Cool.
Wow. And you own it. We can knock it out like soon.
I own the box set that has all of them, all the way up until like Man of Steel, I think.
Yeah. I am excited.
All right.
I am excited for Superman.
So you're gonna get Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets
soon. It's in the pipe.
Yeah, and then we're getting Superman. Hell yeah, something that like
we're watching Superman first.
All right,
I want to watch Superman
first.
Mr.
All right.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Sure, I'll watch it right now. On that note, let's talk about beer. So these are special beers this week because this man over here decided, not on a whim, but it was kind of on a whim, to drive to Colorado.
Yeah.
So
drive to Colorado.
Yes.
16 hours each way.
He did it in 3 because he likes to drive fast. No, wait, you drove your sister's car. So.
Yeah, so I had the kids, so I had to slow down.
Yeah, kids.
Yeah, I know.
So whenever I think of somebody driving to another state, I think beer.
Whenever we travel to other states.
Jesus, Paisley. Get down. Go.
You and I,
go.
In the past 2 years?
You're tripping today, girl.
In the past 2 years, you and I have been in New York City. We've been to Chicago. We've been to Denver. We've been to Los Angeles. We've been to San Francisco.
San Diego.
Santa Monica. Santa Barbara. And all we do when we travel is drink. We go to breweries. Vegas. We go to breweries.
Portland,
Seattle. Orlando. We didn't drink in Orlando.
When's Orlando?
Royal Rumble. Oh, it was 3 or 4 years.
Oh, I was about to say. I was like, what?
Well, 3 years ago, we even drove to Oklahoma City and Kansas City, Missouri.
Okay.
Yeah. And all we do when we travel, besides wrestling and look at girls, is drink. So we visit breweries everywhere. Angel City, Lagunitas, fucking Co-op, Boulevard. We went to Denver, and you knew about True. So we had to go to True. I was still new. I was new in the beer snobbish game. We went to True, and it was so much fun that we went the second day again to True.
We did.
We went twice.
Yeah.
And so the first thing I thought of when I realized I was going to Denver, I'm stopping at fucking True. Within 3 hours of touching down in Colorado, in Denver, one of the first things I did, pit stop, went through downtown and went right to True, picked up the beer, and that's what we're drinking tonight. I am on a fruit kick, and this is Peach Crypt Farmhouse Ale with Colorado peaches. fucking delicious. A little sour, but
what's the percentage on it?
I don't know.
It's on the side. It should be on this side.
Right 5.7.
That's not bad.
Yeah. I'm tasting all of it.
And then I am drinking People Power, which I like the can a lot. I think it's pretty cool. It's a double IPA, 9%. It's got a bunch of different kinds of hops. It's pretty fucking good, actually. It's 9%, so I'm gonna be feeling it today. Yeah, I'm not a little beard out, but
I can tell.
You gotta do one for the show. You gotta take one for the show. I won't tell.
You've had a long weekend yourself. Where'd you go Friday to drink?
I don't know.
What were you doing Saturday morning?
I don't know.
You're still drinking, fool. Next door.
No, I stopped. I stopped drinking.
You sure?
Yeah.
You remember?
Uh-huh. Yep.
What did you do yesterday?
I drank.
And
the Saturday I also drank, but not until later.
Yeah, so you need to dehydrate yourself for the next couple of days.
This is gonna be my last beer until Friday. I'm taking a 4-day break.
Yeah, I'd made a commitment for the week and a half that I was going to try to lose some pounds to help motivate a friend that's also trying to lose weight. And that fell through for me, so I was like, "Fuck it, I'm going to keep going."
They decided not to lose weight. Or you losing weight didn't motivate them to lose weight.
It didn't matter. One way or another, it didn't matter. So I was like, "Fuck it, I'm going to just keep drinking."
All right.
So yeah, I had the cherry ciders yesterday.
Jump up.
I got the peach stuff today. There's another beer from True that I got. I forgot what it is. It's a 12 ounce, not one of these tall boys. Mm-hmm. I'll probably knock one of those out tonight before I go to bed too. These last couple of days that I've been drinking at night, I've been sleeping pretty good. So,
I mean, it helps. It definitely helps.
Yeah.
The drunker you are, the better sleep you get, I feel.
Yeah, because I don't plan on walking, so I'm just like flat. If you're flat, you're fine.
Yeah. I don't know. Sometimes if that room's spinning, you ever had the spins?
No.
You never had the spins?
No.
Oh man.
See, but that's on me because to be honest, and I know you're gonna disagree with me.
Okay.
I've never gotten to the point that I'm that drunk that I don't remember things that happen, or that I physically feel like I'm not in control of my body. The New York trip, when I threw up, I knew why I was feeling sick because I hadn't eaten at that point in time, even though we had drank all day and I had eaten and snacked in between all day up until the last part when I didn't.
Yeah. No,
but I've never gotten drunk to the point where I don't remember or anything. So I've never had that. Like if I know, not to bring up old wounds, before I even went, I had like 3 servings of dinner. I drank like 8 glasses of water, and I had 12 beers there. And then afterwards at Axelrad, we had about 2 or 3 more.
Yeah.
And I was the only one besides probably you, because you're like the heavyweight champion of alcoholism.
That's not true. But I am
you're up there.
I'm a contender.
You're a contender. I'm still on the scales. But I went home and I woke up the next day and I remembered everything. And a lot of people that shared that night with us didn't.
Yeah. I mean, I remember a lot of things.
So I kind of know when to stop so I don't get there, because I don't want to find out what kind of person I am when I'm drunk.
Interesting.
Am I a quiet drunk? Am I a crazy drunk? Am I angry drunk? Am I whatever? I have no idea.
Damn.
One day we'll find out, but it ain't going to be anytime soon.
No, we're good on that, man. Because I don't want to deal with an angry Chris. I've seen you angry.
Really?
At the Megadeth show.
Oh, shit.
When someone stood on your pick and you
yeah.
So I've seen you mad.
Oh, so sidebar. Somebody threw out a pick at a Megadeth show, and I saw it on the floor, and I stepped on it so that nobody could grab it. And some mofo tried lifting my foot so that they can grab it. And I looked and I was like, if you don't want to leave with your life, you need to get your hands off my goddamn. Oh, now I just remembered that, and I was sober.
Yeah, you weren't drinking then. That was before we really started hanging out, and before I influenced your life.
I'm kind of embarrassed. Yeah, we've influenced each other's life. I got you out of the house. You got me into this new addiction.
None of this. None of this.
Yet.
No.
I've seen what your neighbor does.
No.
And I'm not complaining.
No.
But wow, I can't believe you remembered that. That's probably the only time that you out of our close group that anyone has ever seen me like that.
Yeah. Yeah, you're about to throw down for sure. You're about to throw down. What a weird time. The spins is it's one of the weirdest feelings in the world to have the spins. Or just this is gonna be the
Is it like vertigo?
If you guys want to stop listening to this and just stop playing here, that's fine. Yeah. It's like
I've had vertigo once, but it had nothing to do with alcohol.
Yeah, like I've never had vertigo before, but when you're a kid and you spin for a long time?
Hell yeah.
Okay, but picture that, just you lying, not doing anything, but just lying down. So like while you're lying down, it feels like the world's doing, like your house is doing this. And yeah, and that's why most people throw up. Because you're laying there and you're like trying to go to sleep, but every time you close your eyes, you feel like your body's like,
you're like on a water,
yeah, like no, it's just like it feels like you're just like going up and around. So yeah, I don't try and get that drunk. I don't like the spins. Nope.
Wow.
But on that note, still don't have an outro. Cheers.
Cheers.
I almost chugged it just because you didn't chug it. I was gonna be like, well, fuck you, I'm chugging the nut.
I didn't do it because you have that much, and the last time you didn't chug it either.
And it's 9%.
The last time you didn't chug it either, so I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna pressure this guy.
See y'all next time for Superman. Because he left too.